Story 1. If all standards were removed, meaning no judgment or consequences from anyone in any way at any time, I would only wear clothes when I needed them for warmth or protection and safety. Story 2. Honestly, I would just wear whatever feels comfortable and fun. No rules, no judgment. Maybe bright colors, mismatched patterns, or even pajamas all day. How about you? Story 3. I would totally dress in cool old-fashioned styles. Imagine all of the beautiful dresses from America in the 1750s to 1950s fashions. They would look really bizarre to wear in public today. Story 4. I would wear a bikini top and shorts often, leggings and a jumper in winter, boots all year round, and maybe a hat. Story 5. I am a 75-year-old male. I dress the same way I do now. Cargo pants and a plain-colored, standard button-down collar long-sleeve shirt. I have never cared about fashion trends. Story 6. Same. Now the real question is how I would dress if I could afford the clothing I really enjoy. I dress pretty casual now because I get my clothes thrifted, and it is hard to find good clothes in my size. Story 7. Honestly, at this point in my life, I would love it if I could walk around dressed in lingerie. I wish I had been so confident in my 20s. Story 8. I would paint my nails as a man. It is not that socially unacceptable to do as a man these days, but I live in an Arab Muslim household, which makes that forbidden. Story 9. Unpopular opinion. Perhaps I would wear a head and face covering during the day. I am not religious, but I really hate sun exposure. Story 10. Pajama bottoms or cargo shorts, t-shirt, flannel shirt if it is cold, Birkenstocks. That is what I wear now. I stopped caring when coronavirus disease 2019 hit. Story 11. Sandals so the rocks do not scuff up my feet and just enough support so my belongings do not swing around, other than whatever is needed to keep warm because Canada, you know. Story 12. A beige jalaba. No underpants. Everywhere, all the time. I have grown to hate all constricting garments. Story 13. The same or naked, but there are places in the world where you can be naked now, so I say yes, the same. Story 14. I would not wear shoes as often as I must. If it were snowing or the weather were horrible, sure. Often, the one thing ruining my day at work is my feet encased in shoes. Story 15. A witchy robe floating behind me. My face obscured by the mysterious hood as I run for my bus, with white doves ascending in slow motion. Story 16. It would change based on my moods. Sometimes big princess-like ball gowns. Sometimes I would dress like a forest fairy. Goth the next day. Most days probably some airy, loose-fitting hemp yoga shirt with matching loose pants. Next, I would wear pajamas. Many days I would wear a big t-shirt and slippers or hiking boots, with or without pants depending on the weather. Story 17. Leggings at work. I am so tired of people trying to sexualize leggings. There is a difference between leggings, tights, and pantyhose. Leggings are typically worn as normal pants. Tights and pantyhose typically go under either a dress or a skirt. Many times I actually use leggings as dress pants. They can look really nice if done right. Story 18. I walk barefoot every day everywhere. I hate socks. I hate shoes. I hate my feet being covered. It feels unnatural, unpleasant, and looks strange. Yes, I am that passionate about it. But I do have a cool collection of shoes. Do not judge me, I am complicated. Story 19. Stevie Nicks witchy vibes. I don't have a job at the moment, so I'm doing this just for my own amusement. I need more crystals and velvet to really commit to it, though. Story 20. Same way I do most days. Shorts and a t-shirt. I could wear the exact same outfit every day for most of the month without washing clothes or reusing any piece except shoes. My closet looks like Doug's. I choose comfort and reliability over trying to impress others. Story 21. Exactly like I do now. Why waste time worrying about what other people think? Like me for who I am or not? I don't care. Story 22. I would dress as I have always dressed. Sweatpants and hoodies in the winter, tank tops and shorts in the spring, summer, and fall. Story 23. Thin spandex shorts that, if any shorter, would be a micro skirt. If it were cold, I would also wear a long coat made of lab-grown seal fur. Footwear would be condition-specific. Story 24. Whatever strikes my fancy that day. Victorian formal clothing, a wizard's outfit, like an edgy vampire, or wearing nothing, or a medieval dress and cape, etc. Also, super cute lingerie. That is expensive and gorgeous, and only my husband and I get to see it. It is a shame. Story 25. Like an extra in a Smash Mouth music video. I have never dressed like that, but that was when I grew up, and it just feels appropriate. Story 26. Literally, I would wear anything and everything. I would love trying out different styles every other day. It would be a dream. Story 27. Against all the evil that hell can conjure, all the wickedness that mankind can produce, we will send unto them only you. Rip and tear until it is done. I would be wearing either Slayer armor or something with style like a cape. Story 28. Linen suits or traditional Arabic men's wear, 95% of the time. I live in South Carolina, and it is very hot. Both of those outfits have different connotations to different groups of people, but they are both very practical and honestly look quite good. It is hot, and I can only drink so much water. Guayaberas will have to do. Story 29. My brothers and sisters in Christ, you can already do most of these. The exceptions are all the nudity options. If you are not already wearing the medieval cloak, the velvet suit, the wizard robe, or the kimono, that is a skill issue on your part. Story 30. As a transgender person who is non-conforming, this question means so much to me. I would dress the way I love without fear of judgment. I hope to overcome this one day and just be who I am. I really dislike how society puts labels on how one should dress. Story 31. I do not really restrict what I wear because of social standards. I am just not all that exciting. Story 32. Clothes that allow for comfortable movement and sitting in any position I want while working. Sleep bra, leggings, cotton and spandex fitted tees and turtlenecks, long fitted vests. I would never wear jeans again. Ideally, the temperature around me would be 76 to 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Story 33. I would wear tank tops to the office sometimes. Sneakers with more outfits. Otherwise, much the same. Story 34. I probably would not wear anything except shoes to avoid burning my feet. I would look like a toddler who just learned how to remove their diaper. Story 35. I would either wear what I usually wear, a supportive bra, granny panties, a t-shirt, jeans, white socks, a belt, and boots, or nothing. I need the bra because I feel uncomfortable when these things are not worn. It literally hurts my back. I wear the boots to keep my feet dry since I work mostly outside. However, I do not enjoy wearing clothing at all, maybe a robe. Story 36. Cosplayer here. I would take a lot of cool stuff that fashion snobs like to call costumey, and wear it to the fullest, at least much more than I do now. Maybe white-collar office work would appeal more if I did not have to wear a suit, makeup, and heels to be taken seriously. Story 37. Pretty much the same as I do now with one exception. No concerns for the level of casual or fancy. Just dress how I feel in the moment or for expected activities. Shorts and a t-shirt to a wedding because I look forward to going wild on the dance floor. Absolutely. Full suit on a date with my wife at the affordable pub. Definitely. Story 38. The same as I do now. Ventilated sports shorts and a t-shirt in the summer, and joggers with a long-sleeve t-shirt in the winter. I live in San Diego. Story 39. T-shirts, with or without trousers depending on my mood. That is the United Kingdom and United States of America definition of trousers. I love long skirts, leggings, sweatpants for cooler weather. Long sweaters and sweatshirts with a thumb hole. Bright colors in black. And then some classic focus pieces like a velvet cape or the perfect worn overalls. Story 40. Merino wool is great for everything, including underwear. I began buying this material 5 or 6 years ago and have never been more comfortable. It is very lightweight and can be worn 10 to 12 times without washing. The winter weight is comfortable and warm. However, it is very expensive. If I had unlimited money, I would wear nothing else. I have 4 winter outfits and 3 summer outfits. The ones I bought 5 years ago still look great. One outfit is wearing out, so I will replace it this winter. I can take my entire wardrobe anywhere in a weekend bag. I recently had to throw out a pair of leggings that were extremely comfortable, but I had lost too much weight to continue wearing them. What a problem. Story 41. Mostly, I normally wear a button-up shirt like one would wear with a suit, a skirt, a petticoat, and an army jacket from after 1914 from a relatively unproblematic nation from the perspective of someone living in the United States. I do not want to look like a Nazi, since I disagree with their politics. The main thing is that I would not wear underwear as often and would wear shorter skirts. I have been wanting to wear some kind of entirely sideless dress for a while, but I have never had an environment where I could or the dress. Story 42. Hijab. I am not trying to be funny or disrespectful. I have always thought it would be nice to be covered up like that. Story 43. I grew up in Southern California. My mother was from a very cold climate. In California, she mostly wore sandals when outside and said if it were socially acceptable to go barefoot, she would. She had the feet to prove it. Calloused enough that hot asphalt, gravel, and so on were not an issue for her. There is something nice about feeling the earth through your feet, so I would go barefoot for my mom. Story 44. I would wear clean pajamas 6 days a week and a sparkly ball gown on the 7th because I would still want to dress up once in a while. Story 45. Reading this subreddit makes me sad that we do not feel comfortable wearing or not wearing whatever we want. The world would be much more interesting to look at. Story 46. Like I do now, I am 56 years old, and I do not care what humans think of clothing. Remember that clothing has only 2 functions. 1. Temperature regulation. 2. Camouflage. Story 47. Probably not much differently than how I dress now. Only weddings, funerals, and job interviews would be affected. Story 48. Probably the same way I dress now. I genuinely do not care if people think my shorts and t-shirt are not fancy enough for the supermarket. Story 49. I would probably wear sundresses and hippie skirts. Also, just loose-fitting lightweight pants, but they are hard to find in my size. I am a bit over 6 feet tall and a man. Story 50. I live on a ranch and rarely see others. My wardrobe consists of leggings, skirts, dresses, and tunics. It is fantastic. Story 51. Robes, culottes, and loafers only. Straw gambler hat. Handbag with a 1-liter bottle of seltzer water in a mesh side pocket. Boxers with a compartment for an ice pack so I can get 20 minutes of relief from swamp taint when it is really bad outside. The white people equivalent of Jean Bay, basically. Story 52. I would either always be in cosplay and flamboyant outfits or sweatpants and a t-shirt without a bra, with nothing in between. Story 53. As an Australian, I would probably start wearing skirts during summer because it makes much more sense. Go to Fiji and tell one of the local giants there that he looks like a girl. I dare you. Story 54. I don't know. I enjoy wearing some women's clothes, especially leggings and anything soft, in my own home and sometimes outside. I just want to replace my car so I can get back to wearing dress shirts and suit pieces. They are kind of my style. It is hard to maintain if I am commuting on foot. Story 55. If there were no standards at all, including taste and formality for certain occasions, I would wear linen kaftans, no bra, full butt underwear, and bike shorts for chafing. If we still have to dress a certain way for certain occasions, I am a lawyer, so I am thinking about how I would dress for work if there were no rules about skin, but you still need to dress nicely. I would dress similarly to how I do now, just with more tank tops and no bras. I love a sundress. I would wear a sundress to the office every day I could. For court, I would only wear a blazer if it made the outfit look better. Lots of midi-length skirts and dresses. In my dream world, I do not have to dress boringly for trial. I would have so many cool suits. Vintage Chanel, patterned suits, embellishments on my blazers. But alas, the jury should not be able to know anything about me by my outfit, so I will stick to boring black pantsuits and black dresses with blazers. Story 56. Like I do now, a fedora with a wide brim, a plaid 3-piece suit, an open-collar shirt with gold chains on my neck, alligator skin shoes, and a cane. Basically, a pimp from 1976. Story 57. Gorgeous princess gowns with glitter, silk, diamonds, and pearls on days I feel like it. On all other days, no bra, no shirt, and four-way stretch leggings or shorts with thigh pockets. Story 58. The same way I do already. I do not need anything elaborate, and I do not care if anyone approves of what I am wearing. As long as I think it looks good and it is not super uncomfortable, then I am wearing it. Story 59. In an oversized t-shirt, no bra, and fuzzy pants. That's how I dress at home. At work, on the other hand, I dress nicely, but my mom finds outfits that are still comfortable for me. She knows my autistic preferences quite well. Story 60. Pretty much how I dress now. Basketball shorts, printed t-shirt, no shoes or house shoes when I have to go out. Story 61. I would wear no bra, but dress the same outside of that, which means dresses and shirts or pants that cover my chest completely. I don't feel comfortable being in public without one because people notice when you have no bra and call you out on it. Others say you need to wear a bra in agreement instead of calling out people for being inappropriate. Story 62. Loose linen in different wraps and layers for different seasons. I do not know, I just hate form-fitting clothing. I like the idea of chitons, togas, hakamas, and so on. Story 63. Would naked count? I would be naked. Feels better. Okay, you probably mean with clothes. Probably not that different from how I dress now. Vibrant colors. Sometimes some fun or nice prints. Always a watch of some kind. Story 64. Gym shorts or sweatpants and t-shirts at all times. Not because I will be exercising that much, but because it is just so comfortable. Story 65. Only comfortable clothing. Soft, breathable materials with seams that do not irritate, no tags, and only comfortable shoes. I would probably still wear a bra size 36H but no wires. Story 66. Green cargo shorts, t-shirt, shoes for the occasion such as flip-flops, trail shoes, desert boots, or Vibram toe shoes. Story 67. In my region, it is pretty casual for just about anything, so I am already there. Jeans when it is cold, shorts when it is hot, short and long-sleeve t-shirts, athletic shoes, sandals, and winter boots. Story 68. Jeans, band t-shirts, flannels, and Converse. Very nice suits. Tight shirts with short inseam shorts. Cosplay every now and again. A cloak. Story 69. I already wear clothes like I am 8 years old. The only change I would make is styling my hair like the Slim Jim guy. Story 70. I would have my genitalia very visible all the time, but only because I am essentially never around children. The idea of being around children would make me uncomfortable regardless. Story 71. I honestly am not a fan of wearing clothes, so maybe a fanny pack or whatever the kids call them these days and sandals and not much else. Story 72. My most comfortable sweatpants, t-shirts, and shorts. I cannot shave or wax because my skin becomes very angry and irritated, and I get many ingrown hairs. Therefore, I rarely wear shorts because I have thick, dark hair on my legs. I do wear t-shirts and sweatpants often, but I try to choose nicer versions to wear in public. All I care about is being comfortable. Story 73. Lululemon shorts with built-in compression and a sun protection factor fishing raglan guard shirt. By day 2, copy the non-crazy people. Story 74. Exactly the same. From my perspective, we are already in this state. I see people at Walmart and around town all the time in unwashed pajamas covered in stains with unwashed hair. I wear jeans and a white t-shirt everywhere. I will wear a fleece if it is brisk, and a hoodie if it is frigid. Story 75. I wear all women's clothes all the time because I am pretty sure they are more comfortable and less constricting than men's clothes. And they likely feel amazing on my ADHD sensory-sensitive body. Story 76. I already do this a lot outside of work. Shorts and a t-shirt, with more or fewer clothes depending on the temperature. I recently became very intolerant to heat, have always been cold, and have never cared about aligning with fashion as an adult. Story 77. The same as I dress now. I dress in what makes me feel good, not for how other people might think of me. Story 78. What I wear now are shorts, golf shirts, and sneakers. I live in Arizona, where that is considered business casual. Story 79. Pretty sure this would just lead to you either dressing practically for physical comfort or wearing outfits you think look best on you. Even then, those things are not mutually exclusive. To answer the question, I would want to dress in a way that balances my body temperature and is not tight-fitting. Nothing crazy or out of the ordinary. Story 80. Well, let's see. I live on a small farm half a mile from the nearest rarely traveled town road. The only people I see regularly say ba and squawk the song of their people as they push an egg out their bum hole daily. Comfort tends to be what I like. I live in worn, soft, often torn pajamas and plastic rain boots much of the time, with my hair up, because I forgot to put it up once, a goat mistook it for grass and tried to pull my head off my neck by it. Or I wear slippers, Ugg boots while on my feet cooking, cleaning, canning, crafting, etc. Then I head for the big barn where I wear riding boots and my main accessory is a pitchfork for picking up poo. After I have done the exercising of my only means of transportation, I kick off my boots in the vegetable garden and work there till it gets too hot. Then I head for the pool where I dump everything I am wearing and take a swim. I like my fashion. It is low cost, functional, and comfortable. I am sure for most my style is scandalizing in its lack of artistry, beauty, and modern fashionableness. Truth is, even if I wanted to, I have been out here like this only seeing animals so long at this point that I wouldn't know where to start with fashion. Since the goats don't care, I don't care. There is a freedom in not having to conform to the pressures of society, and I think that freedom is the beauty in how I dress. I haven't purchased makeup in over a decade. I make my own skincare. I don't like the pink tax, nor do I find it healthy to try to conform to a standard that isn't real. I am more focused on being free and happy than fitting into skinny jeans. Story 81. Probably nude with lots of jewelry. Maybe I would wear shorts or some type of coverage on my bottom for hygienic sitting purposes. I would probably use full-body henna designs to change my style or theme every couple of weeks. I don't like clothes very much unless it's cosplaying or Renaissance fantasy role-playing game clothes. Since I am chronically homeless and never have the storage or money to do the latter, the former is what I would most likely wear. I also really enjoy those loose mesh dresses ancient Egyptians used to wear. I would only wear clothes for special occasions like weddings and for weather protection. Story 82. Well, assuming I had the money for proper clothing in my preferred styles, I would not change a thing. There is nothing stopping me from dressing how I wish, besides the fact that nice clothes are items I cannot afford. Do not dress to the standards of society. As long as you are covering your nudity in public and wearing weather-appropriate clothing, that is all that matters. Wear what makes you happy. The rest is confetti. Story 83. I already dress how I want. I don't know if I am a G-cup. Bras are not comfortable, so I am not wearing one. My nipples are smaller than a mosquito bite. You all cannot see them. Sometimes I even need to go on a little hunt to find them. Story 84. Like a fairy or cottage witch, or something straight out of a fantasy novel, with no bras or underwear ever. Story 85. Like a clone commando or a crazy scientist covered in axle grease wearing mechanic coveralls. I am a do-it-yourself mechanic. Story 86. I would probably wear just shorts and shoes more often. A t-shirt, underwear, and flip-flops for quick store runs. I would walk completely naked to the mailbox now and then. Story 87. I don't really care about that. I'm kind of a hippie-style dresser, so loose and comfortable. If anybody doesn't like it, oh well. I love it. Story 88. Jeans and t-shirts, the same as I dress on weekends. In winter, it would be jeans and sweatshirts, comfortable sweaters, or flannel. I live in Minnesota, though. Story 89. Scrubs. I would live in comfortable scrubs. I actually did that for a while, but it probably was not socially appropriate. Story 90. Basically, like a Final Fantasy character. I wear a practical, low-key, subtle version of that style, but if I could, I would go all out. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.